Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a review of the Senreve Mini Maestra Bag, which I got about just over a month ago or so, maybe a bit more than that. I've worn it a few times now and I thought it'd be really nice to review it for you guys in case any of you are in the market for a new bag or you're thinking of this bag specifically. Hopefully you'll find this review helpful. I'm just going to say the usual. If you do enjoy the video, please do thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel, and I'm actually going to crack straight on. So I don't know if you checked out the video in which I talked to you about getting this bag. I will link it up here for you guys to see if you've not already. And so in the interest of transparency, I will let you know that I was sent this bag and I talked about it in that video. I was sent this bag very kindly by the brand, but they haven't asked me to do a video to review it or to put out a positive review or to blog post it or Insta post or anything like that. So that's just that bit out of the way. I've chosen to do this review which has some pros and some cons in it and my real honest opinion about this bag, so just to help you guys, because I think sometimes it can be super frustrating when you are in the market for a new bag and you go online to have a look at reviews and they're all extremely glowing and positive because the item's been sent to the blogger, whereas I think it's only fair to be very transparent and very honest from the get-go. Yes, this bag was sent to me and I picked the Mini Maestra, so I was given a selection of bags I could choose from. Couldn't, you know, pick from the whole catalogue. I could pick from a selected few, and I picked this one, and I picked the forest green because I felt like I would like to try a coloured bag in my wardrobe. I don't really have any, you know, bags that are not the classic tan or black or taupe, very neutral, very safe. So I thought it'd be nice to try a coloured bag and see how I get on with that. And this forest green, which is actually coming up a little bit lighter on screen than it is in real life. It's a lovely sort of deep forest green. I thought would be a really great option, more so for autumn winter, thinking about the colours that I tend to wear in autumn winter. But I thought I could easily also wear this in spring summer. So that's why I picked the colour. And in terms of the size, this bag comes in 3 different sizes, I believe. The classic really large Maestra, your midi, and then your mini, which is this one. So I picked the smaller one because of I just prefer smaller bags at the moment, and my lifestyle, I kind of want a bag that I can just kind of crossbody, throw on, carries what I need, but you know, it's not too much because I do have a baby, so I'm often carting around stuff for him when I'm out and about, so I can't really be wearing, you know, huge handbags. So as I said, this is the mini size, which actually, if you look at it, isn't so mini. Like, it's pretty big in relation to my head. So yeah, it's quite a good size, and that's probably one of the first points. And the pros, I'll start with pros and then go to cons. The first pro is that it's a good size for something that's called the mini, the smallest version in the range. And inside, I've just got a mock-up of what is inside the bag and what you could actually get in there. That's what I've just mocked up for you guys. I've got a book, got my phone, hairbrush, I've got a purse, hand cream, I've got sunglasses and keys. So as you can see, you can fit a really decent amount in there, and actually there's still space for more. So if you wanted to add a few extra bits in, you can. So definitely capacity wise, for a bag that's called a mini, it holds a good amount of stuff. What I love about it on the inside is the organisation. So you can see that this book here has got a little tab that's being holding it in place. You've got like 4 different pockets, like the phone pocket here, so you can kind of keep things very orderly inside the bag, as well as having that main space on the inside, which I really like. You can tell that's really been thought through, because the ladies who, 2 women who sort of founded this brand, were all about practicality as well as having a nice looking luxury bag. And you can see that the attention to detail has been paid in that respect. In terms of keys, there's a little section, little like tab thing here that you can attach your keys to, which is nice as well, because I'm always scrabbling around my bag for keys. And then there's also like a zipped compartment at the top of the bag on the inside there. So in terms of the inside of the bag, lots of place to put things. You've got a nice zip compartment, a nice popper compartment. You've got a place for your keys. It's very organised in there, because often I have to use my APC pouch when I have a bag that's just got like one big open pocket and I want to keep things organised. I use that pouch so things don't get lost. I'm not scrabbling around for like lip gloss and keys and stuff. Whereas here there's no need for that because it's very organised from the get-go, which I really like. So that's definitely a plus point. Very organised centre compartment, and it holds a lot, so great capacity. Just as an aside as well with that, the fact that it's very organised on the inside, you've also got this zipped zip at the top even, which just enables the bag to be a little bit more secure, because I know that a lot of bags, when they're open at the top, a lot of people do have safety concerns, but you know, once you've zipped that top up there, you've got no worries that your phone is going to be taken or your purse is going to be taken. Everything's really, really secure, so that's a definite plus point. And also just to note that although I just keep the zipped bits winged out, there are two poppers on the inside that you can use. I'm just going to tuck them in, that you can use to pop the inside in like that, so those bits are not hanging out. So another pro for me in terms of design is just having the feet at the bottom of the bag. So I unfortunately do end up putting my bags on the floor sometimes, and so it's nice to know that they are off the actual ground, and when they have the little feet at the bottom, and that's just a personal thing. I do much prefer that, though I should start learning to put my bags on the end of my chair and stuff, or on the seat next to me. But yeah, sometimes they go on the floor, so it's just nice to have that extra level of security and protection by having the poppers on the bottom. So again, another little bit of attention to detail that I really, really like. So although the bag fits quite a lot in it, it's still pretty lightweight. Like, I mean, I can carry that there with my thumb, and it's not straining or anything like that. It's pretty lightweight, which I think is a real plus. I mean, obviously the more you put in it, the heavier it's going to become, but actually it's a good lightweight bag, so I think that's a great plus, particularly when you get to the bigger sizes and you're using those for work purposes and you're carrying your laptops or your iPads and things in there, you know, water bottles, etc. Being light whilst carrying a lot of stuff, I think, is a huge plus point. So I think that's a really good sort of property of this bag. Another plus point then is the quality of the bag itself. So the bag is water resistant and scratch resistant, which is a huge plus, because a big problem with luxury bags is you get the bag, you wear it a couple of times, just like you normally would going around your day-to-day life, like you should be able to when you spend upwards of £500-600 on a bag, and then it gets scratched and damaged so easily, and you're just thinking, oh my goodness. So, you know, the fact that this has got those properties is a fantastic plus. It means that you don't have to go banging it around, but you know you can live your day-to-day life with this bag, and it's not going to come back looking like it's, you know, just being sort of dragged across the ground all day. So I think that's a huge plus. I love the gold hardware on this bag. You know, it looks very chic, it's hard wearing. I think that's just what you'd expect from any luxury bag. So I think having that property for the outer shell of a bag, I think, is great. So thumbs up to them on that front, because I think too many luxury bags are just so fragile that it's like you buy them and you can practically only keep them on your shelves or use them for Instagram, and then that's it before they die a death and start looking super battered. So I think that's a huge plus point. So another plus point with this bag is the fact that you can wear it different ways. So I mentioned in the first video, you can wear it like this. It's a handbag with the long strap, and it's got adjustable straps. So it's got several, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, I believe. Yeah, it's got 9 adjustable holes, which I think is really good, because a lot of the time I have to go and get extra holes punched in my bags because I'm 5'8" and I feel like the drop is not long enough on quite a lot of bags. So I want it to be that extra bit longer when it drops, so I often go and get extra holes punched in my bags. The fact that there's 9 holes on this, I think, is great. And if you just push or pull the straps through, you can also wear the bag as a backpack, And then you can also wear it crossbody again if you push the straps through back like this, and then wear it crossbody. So there's a few different ways you can wear this bag, which I think is a really nice idea. I will go on to why that hasn't worked for me in the cons, but in terms of design and in terms of thinking outside the box and having the bag be a bit more versatile, or try to be a bit more versatile, I think it's also really nice, particularly if you're spending, you know, this bag in this size is $695. So, you know, if you're spending upwards of $695 on a bag, you'd hope that you can use it different ways. So again, thinking outside the box is a real plus point for me. Another pro for me, again this is a personal pro, is just the fact that the branding is very minimal. So you only have the branding here that says Senreve. You don't have, you know, all singing, all dancing logos, etc. all over the bag, which for me is a real pro. And finally, just having the bag in different sizes, so this being the mini, and then the midi, and then the main Maestra bag, I think is just nice to give you a choice in terms of size. And I think the colours are upwards of 20 in terms of different colours you can have this in. You can have this in different finishes as well. I've got it in the pebbled leather. I probably would have preferred the smooth, just because I'm not a fan of textured leather, but you know, you can choose yourself if you bought the bag to have it in different finishes. You've got smooth calf leather finishes, you've got pebbled, you've got more of that cross hatch type of leather styles. There's a lot of different options that you can customize this bag and get it to really suit what you need, which I think again is really, really great, that choice. So in terms of the bag and the pros, just to recap, really lightweight. You can fit a lot of stuff in it, which is great. You've got multiple pockets on the inside. You've got this pocket on the back here for things like, you know, your train pass or things you need to get to really easily. You know, it's lined in really nice micro suede, which feels gorgeous. Really durable in terms of material for this bag. I think it's just a nice, well designed and well thought out bag. You can wear it in multiple different ways. So there are quite a few pros to this bag, and now I'm going to move on to the cons. And for me, unfortunately, the cons outweigh the pros. So as much as I have all those pros on my pro list, personally for me, I think the cons are too many for me to really love this bag. And I really wanted to love this bag, but you know, let's start with the cons. So the first major thing for me is that although it's been designed to be worn in multiple different ways, I don't know how to describe it, because you have these here, this bag does not sit on my hip, close to my body. That's a really bad way of describing it, but I'll show you in a cutaway exactly what I mean. I wanted to be able to wear this as a handbag, and when I do that, it steps away from my body. Similarly, I wanted to be able to wear it as a crossbody, but it's just too bulky. For me personally, I think it's too bulky to be worn as a crossbody. And then for my frame, so I'm 5'8", I'm a UK size 16, I believe that's the US like 12. You know, I'm quite busty, I have, you know, extra weight around my tummy. For my frame, wearing such a small bag on my back as a backpack, it just doesn't look right. For me personally, I just don't think it looks right. I think you've just got this little thing in the middle of my back, and my back is quite broad. So maybe if your frame is different, if you're petite, it might work better for you. But for me, I just felt in terms of the backpack, it wasn't quite suiting me. It wasn't quite working. It all felt a bit tight. It felt a bit rigid. It's just not for me. That means the only way I could really wear this bag is, you know, carrying it top handle, which is fine. But for my lifestyle, as a mum, pushing a pushchair constantly, you know, running around after a child, I can't be wearing top handle bags all the time like this. You know, maybe on the weekend when I'm out with Nicholas as well, I could do that, but generally on the day-to-day, I need something I can just throw on crossbody and go. And this does not work for that. So that is a huge con for me, only to being, personally for me, being able to wear it one way out of the 4 is a bit of a problem. Another con for me, I think, is just the cumbersomeness of getting into the bag, so getting into it and closing it. So, you know, just again, I want to be able to just pop into a shop, open the bag, get my purse out, do what I need to do, zip up and go. And you have to kind of unclasp this clip here, put this through, you know, the little slot there, lift this up, and you've got to open the zip and then you're in, and then you do what you need to do, and then you need to sort of close the zip and then do the whole thing again. And you know, think about that when you've got one hand in a shop doing that constantly over a couple of hours in different shops. It just can get a bit annoying, a bit tedious. So I think, you know, as much as it's secure and kind of retains the look of this bag, just having to do all that process several times for me is a bit frustrating and a bit cumbersome. I just don't want to do that. So that's another con for me. I guess the final con for me would be the fact that it's $695. So as much as it's a lovely bag, it's durable. You've got all of the things I talked about previously, and I'll link put the link to the website down below for you guys to check out the history, where the bags are created, you know, all the information about what makes this bag so lovely and so well designed and thought through. Is the fact that, you know, despite all that, I still think that $695 is a lot of money. I know they are launching, you know, a luxury brand and trying to brand this as luxury, but I think, you know, I can find equally nice bags on the high street that do a functional job that are a lot less than this. So I wouldn't want to spend $695 personally on this bag, particularly as I feel that the main selling point, which is the multiple ways to wear, don't 100% work. And you know, I just feel like if it's not sitting on my body flat when it's you know, I'm wearing it as a handbag, or if it's too bulky to be worn as a crossbody, you know, forget the backpack thing, that's just personal for me. But those two things I think will happen with this bag at any time because of the way the way the straps are constructed means it's never going to sit flat. So I think because of that, the price point definitely for me is just not justified. I think it's too much money. But then again, you know, if you're looking for a smart work bag, if you're in the market for this type of bag and it kind of ticks all those boxes and you feel like that's not an issue, or you would wear it crossbody and you don't find it too bulky, or you'd wear it top handle because you're not having to run around after an 11-month-old, then absolutely go for it. Just, I think I wanted to point those two things out in terms of the design, and then try to separate that from, you know, the backpack issue, which for me is just because of my frame. I think it looks funny, so I wouldn't wear it like that. And I don't want to confuse my personal choices. So for example, preferring the smooth to the pebbled leather, the backpack thing not working, that's just a personal opinion. But I think, like, factual opinion, like the straps construction stopping the bag from sitting flat is an issue to me. So I would want to share that with you guys. So I hope you found this review helpful if you are in the market for this bag. I hope I was able to sort of separate my personal preference to actual facts about this bag. I think the main, as I said, overriding fact is the fact that because of the construction of the straps, this bag is not going to sit flat when you hold it. And actually, when you look at social media and you look at when people are wearing this bag, often they are kind of holding the bag in a way that you can see they're supporting it because it doesn't actually sit flat. So I think it's just something to note if you are thinking of getting this bag. But if that's not an issue to you and you can wear it as a backpack or as a crossbody or as a top handle bag, then absolutely go for it, because I think you're going to get a lot of durability out of this bag. It's going to last you a long time. It's going to be an all-weather bag. It's not one of those bags that you can't take out when it's raining, which would be particularly useless here in the UK. You know, you're going to get a good long amount of wear out of it. So if the con is not an issue to you, absolutely go for it. I think they often have sort of offers on sort of colours that they're not longer doing. So do check out the website for things that some promotions and things like that, so you can get some money off. I am very grateful to have been sent this bag, because I think I was able to see that one, also, you know, a coloured bag probably isn't for me. I'm probably much more inclined to stick to my neutral tones for bags, but I was able to see that without having to spend a lot of money on it. So I'm definitely grateful for that, and having been sent such a lovely bag and being introduced to a new brand, really pleased about. Do check them out for other things, because they do other bags apart from just this, and other accessories. So again, check them out for that. As I said, I hope you found this video helpful. I am going to leave you and catch up with you in my next video. Bye.